You can keep convincing yourself that victims annoy you because they're whiners or manipulators, but the truth is worse than that. You can't stand their presence because deep down, you know they're giving themselves permission for something you never let yourself have. You spent years becoming unshakable, and they shatter your whole facade with a single tear. Your anger isn't disgust, it's fear that your defense doesn't actually work. Let's look at this honestly. Have you ever asked yourself why this victim affects your nervous system so much? This isn't simple dislike. This is a cortisol spike. This is a state close to panic that you're disguising as contempt. You look at them and you don't see a person, you see a glitch in the system. The system you spent years building, suddenly shaken by one sentence. This is so hard for me. And the first instinct is to call it manipulation. Not because you're a cruel person, but because that's the fastest way to stop feeling what's rising inside you. And here's what's actually rising. Not disgust. Something far more fragile. Your nervous system sees someone else's open vulnerability and involuntarily compares it to the place inside yourself you forbade yourself from entering years ago. This isn't about her. This is about a small part of you that once wanted to say, "This is hard for me, too," and couldn't. Maybe you weren't punished for crying, not directly. Maybe no one simply knew what to do with your tears. The adults turned away, got overwhelmed, got irritated, or were so exhausted themselves that your pain became too heavy a weight for them to carry. And you, like every child in that situation, reached the only conclusion available. My vulnerability is too much. I'll handle this on my own. This isn't a character flaw. This was a decision that once saved you. It helped you avoid being abandoned, avoid being a burden, stay loved, as much as that was possible under those conditions. But what saved you then is working against you now.
Because every person who calmly, without shame, shows their pain in front of you, unintentionally reminds you of a rule that cost you so much to follow. The body doesn't always know the danger has passed. That flash of tension you feel near someone's open vulnerability isn't judgment of their behavior. It's the old anxiety of a small part of you that still believes showing pain is dangerous. And there's another layer here, deeper still. When you see someone suffering openly, with no consequences, no punishment, no rejection, it breaks the foundation of your own internal agreement with yourself. An agreement that said, "I stay silent, and in exchange, I'm safe." If she shows pain and still gets accepted, then the agreement you sacrificed so much for turns out to have never been necessary. And admitting that the sacrifice you already made wasn't necessary is one of the hardest psychological admissions there is. So it's easier to be angry at her, easier to say she's weak or she's manipulative, than to let yourself think, what if I could have cried too and I wouldn't have been abandoned? Your anger isn't about her character. It's about protecting a decision that once cost you too much to admit it isn't needed anymore. So if your anger at the eternal victim is really about protecting an old rule, the question becomes what to actually do with that. Not to start loving the complaining, but to stop burning so much of your own energy on a reaction that exhausts you more than the situation itself. First, name the reaction for what it is. Next time you feel that same flash of irritation, don't ask, "Why is she so weak?" Ask, "What just got triggered in me right now?" Often the honest answer is simple. Envy toward a permission I never gave myself. Simply naming the reaction almost immediately lowers its intensity. This isn't magic, it just shifts the work from the emotional brain back to the rational one, which is capable of interrupting the automatic response. Second, separate the person from the role. The person in front of you isn't weakness itself. She's just playing, in this moment, a role you may have once played too, only silently, with no witnesses, with no right to be acknowledged. This doesn't excuse everything she does, and it doesn't mean you have to tolerate toxic behavior. But it removes your obligation to punish her for something you're actually accusing yourself of. Third, find one place where you can allow yourself the same thing. Not with her. Not loudly. Just alone. Or with someone you trust enough. One sentence. This is hard for me right now. No explanation. No justification. No, but I'll manage. It's not a big deal. This is the most direct way to prove to your nervous system that the old rule, silence equals safety, no longer applies to your life now. At first, this will feel unnatural, almost uncomfortable. That's normal. New behavior always feels foreign at the start. Fourth, remember, adult compassion isn't the same as childhood self-sacrifice. You're not obligated to save everyone who complains near you. You can care without taking on responsibility for fixing someone else's problem. You can listen for 5 minutes and honestly say, I need to stop here. I don't have the capacity for this right now. That's not cruelty. That's a boundary you never had, back when you needed one most. Fifth, learn to tell real support apart from being used as an emotional container. If every conversation with this person leaves you drained instead of closer to them, that's a signal the relationship has turned into one-sided offloading instead of mutual care. Recognizing that isn't betrayal. It's an honesty with yourself that you've also been missing for years. Your anger at someone else's vulnerability isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that, at some point, you had to learn to survive without the right to be weak. And the only thing that can truly change this reaction isn't fighting it. It's slowly, carefully giving yourself back the very thing you were once denied.